What's up, guys? Just picked up my new van. See behind me a Ford Transit high roof extended cab. Extended van. Gonna build that out as my camper. Quite excited. So stay with me for the build. Oh, this is it. This is the van. The typical Amazon van. Even has a step. This is the space, so these walls have to come out.
Okay, so you take a look around. You wanna buy this?
It already has a lock here. Cab. Pretty good. Pretty good. Hey guys, it's been snowing outside, but there's no way getting around it. I gotta work on this van, so what I've done is I ripped out all the shelves that were on here, including these walls. I'm gonna keep this. I might just hide the cables there down the line. And I've ripped out all the walls as well as the shelves. I think I'm gonna hold on to this door. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it yet, but it looks okay where it is, and I kind of like to have some sort of a partition there. So next thing I'm gonna do is now buying some supplies, some lumber, and eventually some insulation so I can get started. I'll see you around. So I've roughly framed out the floor at this point. And these are just regular XPS boards. And so this is not glued onto there yet, it's all loose. The reason for that being is because this floor here, that is currently the original van floor, is going to come out, and this gets placed underneath, and then this floor here goes on top of the insulation. So in that case, I don't need new floorboards, because that is already here, which makes it really, really handy. So yes, stay tuned. This is a long and painful process, but once I'm done with this, original floor comes out, this goes underneath, and the floor comes back on top. We lifted out the original floor that was on here. I put down the XPS boards and the wood frame, and then taped it all together, and also glued it down.
Remember, never chase your dreams.
Never chase your dreams. Well, I'm chasing mine. So in the meantime, now this is actually the underside of the floor. So I'm gonna cut off all this junk that was kind of attached to it. And the underside of it is black. This goes back on top of it, and that should add some insulation as well as some protection for moisture. So I hope. It's a van after all. Stay tuned, I'll keep you posted. The floor is in. Next step, I've been applying sound deadening material. This is self-adhesing, and as you can see, I cut perfectly straight squares. So it's kind of difficult to do this with one hand. They stick to it, and I'm putting those around the wall, so in the walls, and then in these little nooks and crannies. It sounds a lot better in here, much quieter, and the sound doesn't travel so far anymore, which is quite nice. So I'm also hoping that this will give me a more quieter ride down the line. So just putting little pieces by pieces in here, and it's not as noisy anymore. All right, guys, so now we're gonna do the windows. It's been traced out. At the back. Put the holes to the corners first. And now we're gonna cut through the roof, and then we're gonna do this one last. So the bed is framed out. See, I have to rip this off and put it here. So now I have mattress space from here to here for the double bed. Same goes on the other side. I just put spray foam in there to hold this in place. Bed goes from here to here. I want to rip it out and move, because I can't put the bed on here, which was the original plan. So it's gonna end here, and maybe I'll put shelves up here. but whatever, it's gonna be okay. And we'll have this one covered up. That's why this board is here, so I can kind of cover this up along here, make it all look nice. Tuck these cables away behind the wall, and then here on this side just gonna hang cabinets from the 2x4 that I put in there, so this one won't go anywhere. It is strong. Hey guys, thanks for following. I got to the point where I'm installing Thinsulate. I'm almost done with this. I had troubles cutting it, so if you get yourself some Thinsulate to insulate your van, make sure you buy yourself a decent pair of scissors. You cannot cut it with a knife, it's not working. And I used a regular kitchen knife, it wasn't good enough. I had to get like a stainless steel sort of a fabric knife from Home Depot. It's not the most expensive one, it was like 14-15 Canadian dollars where I live, and that helped decently. So I've insulated inside those door panels up and down, as well as the ones here in the rear, and then obviously, as you can see, all around the van. I decided to keep the original door here that came with the Amazon van, and just decided to insulate a little bit the walls here, and then maybe later on go just with a curtain across, just to keep the chill out a little bit. I mean, in Canada it is cold after all, so kind of trying to fit this insulation in here. I cut as I go. I mean, I do measure some things, not all of them, but I figured if I just start cutting strips along the side and just cut up the pieces to fill the holes, I'm way faster. So what I do is I just make a small cut here, you know, take it off, cut it to shape, use spray glue. This is just 3M spray glue. It's the Super 77, and it's been doing good. Just make sure you wear gloves because that stuff is really sticky and gets all over you. As I was working in here and did the bigger panels, I was actually wearing a respirator because it is an enclosed place. I couldn't really open the doors because it was cold. And if you're wondering, yes, it actually did stick, even though it was minus 20 Celsius in here. The glue was still adhesing. I didn't go too crazy with cleaning up the surfaces beforehand. I cleaned a little bit, you know, but I didn't make it like shiny like some people do. I just don't want to spend too much time doing that, right? I have to make progress. And this side is already almost done. Once I'm done with this side and on the bottom, I call it a day and start doing the ceiling. None of this is easy. Like every step that I've done here, extremely difficult, time consuming, and yeah, especially if you work under harder conditions like cold temperature. You can see my breath. I have a small space heater here that I run, but for only 10 minutes at a time because I'm using a Blue Yeti, and I don't want to run that out of power. So I'm turning it on for 10 minutes intermittently if it gets too cold in here. And that's how I kind of keep my fingers warm, by just holding it towards the heater here. And yeah, other than that, I'm trying to keep moving, keep going. I can feel the retention of the heat in here much better after I put down the first pieces, especially on the ceiling. You can tell the difference right away. So this Thinsulate does work, and I hope it even works better once I have my heater in here and I got the walls in and whatnot. All these little things, they add, right? You know, your furniture, your clothes, and your cabinets. as well as the walls. All that will help you retain heat. So yeah, thanks for following. I'm gonna keep following up with you again. Bye.